Here it is. The hatred between these two men is cannot be understated, as Elijah was viciously attacked in the parking lot, in which he actually blamed the Black family for the attack ahead of Sean going up against Max Black, which will be your main event tonight, believing that this was a way of Max getting at Sean by targeting his brother. But it turns out it was a whole time in a bit of a monologue style promo delivered by Francis. He revealed that it was him who attacked Elijah. And he did say that regardless of the result tonight, he will be going after Sean as well, as he believes that both of them are not worthy of their place in this company. You know, 2 bullets in the chamber being the line that he said, and then he said 2 bullets aimed at the chambers. And when I say him, I mean me. I wrote that, and I was very proud of it, so I'm going to keep mentioning it because I think it goes hard. A DDT from Francis to Elijah. Bid. I can't even tell Brad to die because he just gave me 40 quid. Francis going to lift Elijah here for a power bomb, and he does. And now Francis being the first to utilize the Extreme Rules stipulation as he brings out a bin. So he can theoretically take out the trash in his mindset. A nice roll from Elijah and some little slaps to the face as Francis pushes him off. Big elbow to the head of Francis. Throwing Francis against the ropes. Dropping down. Going back on to pounce on top of Francis. It looks like... is he biting his ear? And then bashing his head against the ground. Francis is busted open. As he now goes for the pin on Francis. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. He bit him open. He did. Francis rolls out of the way. Big clothesline. And he drops him up. Big drop down slam. Man, nice spine buster. Taking Elijah to his feet. And the world's strongest slam as he goes for the pin on Elijah. 1, 2. And Elijah kicks out at 2. Now Francis going back under the ring for another weapon. Grabs that kendo stick. Goes straight over to Elijah. And Elijah with an elbow to the face. Elijah keeps narrowly missing these weapons being used against him. Francis went for something. I made his moveset and even I don't know what that was. A big suplex. And he's setting up for the spear. And he hits it. Goes for the pin on Elijah. 1, 2. And Elijah kicks out at 2. Elijah rolls out of the way. Nice slam there. I really thought Francis was going for a pedigree then, which was really confusing because I know it's not in his moveset. Now Elijah got Francis on his shoulders for a cutter. And he goes for the pin on Francis now. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2 from Francis. He goes for a coffin drop, but Francis rolls out the way. And Elijah with some elbows to the stomach of Francis to stop Francis from dragging him around. Now back on the shoulders. Goes towards those ropes, drops him face first onto them. As he now goes for the pin on Francis again. One. A kick out at one from Francis. And now Elijah steps out the ring. Is he going to get a weapon? Francis coming out with the kendo stick. But Elijah snatches it off of him and hits Francis in the stomach. And now we're cracking it across the back of Francis. And a big pounce from Francis on the outside. I'll tell you now, as the man who made Francis, I know what it's like to get hit across the back with a big weapon. And running power slam from Francis on the outside. And throwing him into the steel steps. Now Francis running into the ring. Goes to grab the bin and then changes his mind. Decides to go up top instead. A big elbow to the back of Elijah. And Elijah with some elbows, stopping Francis from dragging him around. And Elijah, I believe, going to... I can't really see, but I'm assuming he's biting his ear again. Hold the gold around the ring and says, "Well, it is the ruler of, it is the rules of the ring. You know, we do decide the ruler. Yeah, so we do have royalty." As he throws Francis into the steps, getting revenge for doing it, and he decides that he can get one up on Francis, and he does it once more. I don't know what it is with people consistently getting in the ring, picking up the bin, and then dropping it down again. Now Elijah running. Francis throwing him into the barricade. Now trying to create some space. Is Francis going to go under the ring for another weapon? He is. He gets that steel chair. Elijah coming to his feet. And he's met with a steel chair to the back. And then into the stomach. And into the stomach again. Francis drops the chair. And now lifting up Elijah. Onto his shoulders. Into a world's strongest slam on the outside. And he's still not done with Elijah. Throwing him around that ringside. As throws Elijah in the ring. Could this be where Francis decides that it's all over? Elijah gets up. Francis throws him against the ropes. And a spear! As he goes for the pin on Elijah. 1, 2, 3. Francis Sharpe has won. And he is the new #1 contender for either the European Championship or the International Championship. A vicious back and forth between these two men, spending most of the match on the outside to try and use the surroundings to cause as much physical pain to each other as possible. And it seems like Francis Sharpe has done what he said. He has pulled that first bullet, aimed it at Elijah Chambers, fired, and it has hit him directly. No ricochets. And he's made it very clear in his promo that Shawn is the next target he's aiming at. Not too much weapons used, I really like, to be honest. Yeah, I like the fact that they utilise the environmental stuff rather than just going for the general weapons. Because there's something, like, I feel like that's really interesting when, like, a match is an Extreme Rules match, but, like, they still want to just cause the actual pain with, like, physically with their hands. I feel like there's something that it adds, like, more intrigue to it. because it's like to me that's more vicious in a way, like wanting to, like, you have the options to use weapons to cause like mass amounts of damage, but instead you choose to use your own hands to do that same amount of damage. Yeah, more personal, exactly, and I think that that's perfect for this feud. As Francis stands there, stands tall. Correct me if I'm... No, I'm not. Okay, never mind, I am wrong. I think this is... Is it... I think... Oh, no, because it was Brad Collins that was busted open in the first match. Right, never mind. I was going to say that I think it was...